I guess we're live. Hey, hey, hey. Better set up there. Alright, this is what we're going to read from today. Thanks everybody for joining. Gotta do it a bit quiet because it's somebody that scoffs at my attempts at doing any of this. Looks like I'm a nut, so. Hey, player now, thank you for coming. Oh, I am way stiff. Right on, right on. Welcome to the Poem a Day series, where we once a week go live. All right. Pouncing right in on there. Well, let's read some good ones, but some old ones, but some good ones. The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. Two roads diverged in the yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both, and be one traveler. Long I stood and looked down one, as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then, got this plant over here. There we go. Then took the other as just as far, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear. Though as for that, the passing there had worn them really about the same, and both that morning equally lay in leaves. No step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I should be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. Two roads diverge in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. Alright, let's go to the table of contents here. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you, everybody who's dropped a like and supported. Check out my shorts. That's what my YouTube shorts. fire and ice. Some say the world will end in fire. Some say in ice. From what I have tasted of desire, I hold with those who favor fire. But if it had to perish twice, I think I know enough of hate to say that for destruction, ice is also great and would suffice. Here's one I've never read. It is titled, I Will Sing You 1-0. It was long I lay awake that night, wishing the tower would name the hour and tell me whether to call it day, though not yet light, and give up sleep. The snow fell deep with the hiss of spray. Two winds would meet, one down one street and one down another, and fight in a smother of dust and feather. I could not say, but feared the cold had checked the pace of the tower clock by trying to gather its hands of gold before its face. Then came one knock, a note unruffled of earthly weather, though strange and muffled. The tower said one, and then a steeple. They spoke to themselves, and such few people as winds might rouse from sleeping warm, but not unhouse. They left the storm that struck in mass my window glass like a beaded fur in that grave one. They spoke of the sun and moon and stars, Saturn and Mars and Jupiter. Still more unfettered, they left the named and spoke of the lettered, the stigmas and taws of consolations. They filled their throats with the furthest bodies to which man sends his speculation, beyond which God is, the cosmic motes of yawning lenses. Their solemn peals were not their own. They spoke for the clock with whose vast wheels theirs interlock. In that grave word, uttered alone, the utmost star trembled and stirred, though set so far. Its whirling frenzies appear like standing in one self-station. It has not ranged, and save for the wonder of once expanding to be a nova, it has not changed to the eye of man on planets over, around, and under it in creation, since man began to drag down man and nation. Well, here we are at 9. We got 3 likes. We're shooting for 10. 10 likes for $10. Whatever comes first, huh? No, I'm kidding. I'm only going to do a couple more. Dust of snow. The way a crow shook down on me, the dust of snow from a hemlock tree, has given my heart a change of mood and saved some part of a day I had rued. Nothing gold can stay. Nature's first green is gold. Her hardest hue to hold. her earthly leaves a flower, but only so an hour. Then leaf subsides to leaf, so Eden sank to grief. So dawn goes down to day, nothing gold can stay. The aim was song. Before man came to blow it right, the wind once blew itself untaught, and did its loudest day and night in any rough place where it caught. Man came to tell it what was wrong. It hadn't found the place to blow. It blew too hard. The aim was song. And listen how it ought to go. He took a little in his mouth and held it long enough for north to be converted into south, and then by measure blew it forth. By measure, it was word and note. The wind had meant to be a little through the lips and throat. The aim was song, the wind could see. Blue Butterfly Day. This is a ways off, but let's read it. It is Blue Butterfly Day here in spring, and with these sky flakes down in flurry on flurry, there is more unmixed color on the wing than flowers will show for days unless they hurry. But these are flowers that fly and all but sing. And now, from having ridden out desire, they lie closed over in the wind and cling, where wheels have freshly sliced the April mire. All right, I gotta read this one. It's one of my faves. One of my favorites. Stopping by woods on snowy evening. Whose woods these are, I think I know. His house is in the village, though. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near. Between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. He gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there is some mistake. The only other sounds the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep and miles to go before I sleep. And miles to go before I sleep. The lockless door. It went many years, but at last came a knock, and I thought of the door with no lock to lock. I blew out the light, I tiptoed the floor, and raised both hands in prayer to the door. But the knock came again. My window was wide. I climbed on the sill and descended outside. Back over the sill, I bade a come in to whatever the knock at the door may have been. So at a knock, I emptied my cage to hide in the world and alter with age. Okay. There's one other poem I want to read if I can find it. Do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do. Page 39. Hey, we got us some. Don't forget to like, subscribe, give us that a holler. Ugh. Thank you. All right, this one's called The Pasture. I'm going out to clean the pasture. The pasture. I'm going out to clean the pasture, spring. I'll only stop to rake the leaves away and wait to watch the water clear. I may. I shan't be gone long. You come too. I'm going out to fetch the little calf that's standing by the mother. It's so young, it totters when she licks it with her tongue. I shan't be gone long. You come too. All right. And then this one, mending wall. Something there is that doesn't love a wall, that sends the frozen ground swell under it and spills the upper boulders in the sun and makes gaps even two can pass abreast. The work of hunters is another thing. I have come after them and made repair where they have left not one stone on a stone. But they would have the rabbit out of hiding to please the yelping dogs. The gaps, I mean. No one has seen them made or heard them made, but at spring, mending time, we find them there. I let my neighbor know beyond the hill, and on a day we meet to walk the line and set the wall between us once again. We keep the wall between us as we go, to each the boulders that have fallen to each, and some are loaves and some so nearly balls. We have to use a spell to make them balance. Stay where you are until our backs are turned. We wear our fingers rough with handling them. Oh, just another kind of outdoor game. One on a side, it comes to little more. There where it is, we do not need the wall. He is all pine and I am apple orchard. My apple trees will never get across and eat the cones under his pines, I tell him. He only says, good fences make good neighbors. Spring is the mischief in me, and I wonder if I could put a notion in his head. Why do they make good neighbors? Isn't it where there are cows? But here there are no cows. Before I build a wall, I'd ask to know what I was walling in or walling out, and to whom I was like to give offense. Something there is that doesn't love a wall, that wants it down. I said I could say elves to him, but it's not elves exactly, and I'd rather he said it for himself. I see him there bringing a stone grasped firmly by the top in each hand, like an old stone savage armed. He moves in darkness, as it seems to me, not of woods only and the shade of trees. He will not go behind his father's saying, and he likes having thought of it so well. He says again, good fences make good neighbors. Yep. Well, and there you have it. If you have any requests that we should read, let me know. And we'll definitely we will definitely take a look. Thank you. Gathering leaves. Spades take up leaves, no better than spoons, and bags full of leaves are light as balloons. I make a great noise of rustling all day, like rabbit and deer running away. Hey, good morning. We'll start this one again. It's Robert Frost again, gathering leaves. Spades take up leaves, no better than spoons, and bags full of leaves are light as balloons. I make a great noise of rustling all day, like rabbit and deer running away. But the mountains I raise elude my embrace, flowing over my arms and into my face. I may load and unload again and again till I fill the whole shed. And what have I then? Next to nothing for weight. And since they grew duller from contact with earth, next to nothing for color, next to nothing for use. But a crop is a crop, and who's to say where the harvest shall stop? It's not very long, I don't think. Plowman. A plow, they say. To plow the snow, they cannot mean to plant it, though, unless in bitterness to mock at having cultivated rock. Misgiving, all crying, we will go with you, O wind. The foliage follow him, leaf and stem, but asleep oppresses them as they go. Let me start again. Misgiving, all crying, we will go with you, O wind. The foliage follow him, leaf and stem, but a sleep oppresses them as they go, and they end by bidding him stay with them. Since ever they flung abroad in spring, the leaves had promised themselves this flight, who now would fain seek sheltering wall, or thicket, or hollow place for the night. And now they answer his summoning blast with an ever vaguer and vaguer stir, or at utmost a little reluctant whirl that drops them no further than where they were. I only hope that when I am free, as they are free to go in quest of the knowledge beyond the bonds of life, it may not seem better to me to rest. A hillside thaw is the next poem. A hillside thaw. To think to know the country and not know the hillside on the day the sun lets go 10 million silver lizards out of the snow. As often as I've seen it done before, I can't pretend to tell the way it's done. It looks as if some magic of the sun lifted the rug that bred them on the floor, and the light breaking on them made them run. But if I thought to stop the wet stampede and caught one silver lizard by the tail and put my foot on one without a veil, and there myself wet-elbowed and wet-kneed in front of 20 others wiggling speed, in the confusion of them all a glitter, and birds that joined in the excited fun, by doubling and redoubling song and twitter, I have no doubt I'd end by holding none. It takes the moon for this, the sun's a wizard, but all I tell, but so's the moon a witch. From the high west she makes a gentle cast, and suddenly, without a jerk or twitch, she has her spell on every single lizard. I fancied when I looked at 6 o'clock, the swarm still ran and scuttled just as fast. The moon was waiting for her chill effort. I looked at 9. The swarm was turned to rock. In every lifelike posture of the swarm, transfixed on mountain slopes, almost erect, across each other, and side by side they lay. The spell that so could hold them as they were, forwrought through trees without a breath of storm, to make a leaf, if there had been one, stir. It was the moon's She held them until day, one lizard at the end of every ray. The thought of my attempting such a stay. Uh-oh. Oh, hi, Bloody. Oh, yes, thank you. Yeah. Got 5 thumbs up. All right. Remember, Tuesday mornings? So, this same time next week, please come in and we'll read some more poems. This is a pretty good one. Turned out pretty good. And, yeah, check out my shorts. I've got a couple of videos to drop that I will be dropping throughout the week. Of course, I'll be making some more shorts. I'm liking that. And probably do another live celebrating 80,000 views. So come check that out.